Just sexy. Well, hello out there. Jim here. Okay, this is a rundown on my game. My module, as it is, my mod. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to give you guys a tutorial. I'll show you. This is going to be relatively quick. This is how things work. Okay, first thing we're going to do here is we're just going to open up a couple images and things like that. Say this one here. What will happen here is you can see how things get put together, how they operate, how they work. See that there's wheels, and you can see there's chassis and how to place the controller and motors. And we'll go to mechanics, and we'll pick out, say, this right here. And this shows you the range of the weapon, how far where you can cock it back to, up to here, and have it chopped down. Where you want to place it, these two bars right here will adjust where the weapon starts at and where it finishes at. Then you have a selection of weapons themselves. So we'll get around to that. And mobility. So let's take a look at this one here. Now let's take a look at this. Oh, before we get this out of here. Sorry about that. You can see how the controls work. It's really simple. It just takes a little bit of trial and error to put everything together and run it around in the test area until you get the feel of how the robot works and how all the weapons interact. It's really quite straightforward. These are textures. Textures are pretty simple. You go to paint the robot any color you want, put lines on it, faces, all sorts of crazy stuff. And logos on it. Why does this keep popping up here? Okay. You go here, we have basic tutorial. This right here will show you all the workings, how things work, how they operate. I'm just going to kind of run through this real fast. This will all be here in the download. Everything, all these images, all the tutorials are in the actual download itself. Shows you how things are put together, how they're built. You can build them out of steel, titanium. There's a few other things too that go along with building armor or putting armor on your machines. All sorts of add-ons, all sorts of stuff. Okay. And mechanical. And you can see here we have spin motors, burst. There's a myriad of new motors and things like that. But you can get a rundown on exactly how everything will work and how to place them in the robot chassis and how to manipulate them. You can move the motors left and right. You can mount them inside the robot on special mounts. It's just anything you can imagine, pretty much, that you can think up. You can put together here. This will also show you how to place controls, how to control a robot. And go here to mobility. You can see there's a rundown here. All you have to do is just read through this. It's very simple. It shows you how to build a robot, the chassis design, and then fill in the chassis with pieces and parts. You see what they're doing here. And so on and so forth. You have a controller, battery, motors, wheels, chassis. And then you would put a weapon on it, and here's how you would control it on your controller setup. And you can get around, we'll get around to that. And here's your textures again. This is how you would paint your robot and make it look however you want. You can add your own textures into it. It's quite simple. And once you look at the way the machine, the program is set up, it's wide open. You can do anything you want with it. Feel free. It is free, so you can do whatever you wish with it. And there we are. And here we have this right here. Sorry about that. We have index, which will show you how to get to everything. And I think what we want to do is go through this right here. Yeah, so here's where you start to set up your controls. These will all be on your keyboard. Or you can use a control stick like I do. I use an X-Arcade controller on a modified arcade machine. It was an old arcade machine I put together myself. At any rate, I have mine hooked up to the numeric keypad to run my machine around, and I use a set of buttons to operate the flippers and weapons and spinners and all that kind of stuff. And we can see how it's all put together right here. It's quite straightforward. and you can make your robot into anything you can imagine. It's quite a lot of fun. My favorite robot so far is Spider. I just like that. I did a real good job with it, I think. It's not the most destructive or the best robot I've ever built, but it is neat. I like the way it moves. Anyway, back to this, you can see how to build the robot. So you have all sorts of different motorized setups and weapons and pieces and parts. It's just there's no end to it. Okay, so we're done there. Go back to here. We're going to go into the AI for a split second. This shows you each one of these teams are set up with several different bots. This is how they look here. We're going to go down here to the bottom. You can see there's quite a lot of teams. 180. It took quite a while to get all the 185 teams. It took quite a while to get all this stuff put together, believe me. I put about $4,500 into this, paying programmers and friends to help me with it, and so many hours I just lost track. But be that as it may, here's the binding. So what we're going to do here is open this up. This is where things got kind of thick for me, because I was a kind of a key puncher guy. I'm not really very good at programming, so I had to figure all this stuff out on my own. You can see right here, this is how you set up your robots for the AI when you want to add them into the actual robot list of, say, Team 1 to Team 185. If you want to take one of those robots out and put a new one in, you would you have to go here, change the names. It's kind of complex to explain it, but I'm sure you guys who know what you're doing with this follow me here. And you change the direction of the machine here so it's facing forward, left or right. This is someplace else. I'll get into that if anybody asks me any more questions. I think I can explain it a little deeper. But this right here is really only how the machine controls the robots when it's in control, when they're house robots. How you set names and like I said, nose math and ply and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to explain what it really means. There is an explanation for all this stuff here in the tutorials of how all this works. Anyway, we'll get around to that some other time. Alright, so you can see here how everything's set up here. And one other thing I'd like to point out is where a lot of the time and effort came from. In the original setup, all you ever had was Team 1 to 15. Where the hell are they at? Here's 29, yeah. At any rate, all you ever had was the first 15 teams in the tournament mode. So what we did is we added all these switch keys in here, which will allow you to pick any one of a 15-team block from Team 1 to 15 all the way to Team 165 to 179, and so on and so forth. So what that will allow you to do is to have a never-ending supply of tournaments where you don't have to always face the same machines. That's what really started me on my quest here to build my own mod, was that right there. The fact that no matter how many teams were added by the new programmers and whatnot, from 15 teams to 45 to 100 to now 185, you can only pick the first 15 teams, and it just seemed to me, you know, wow, all that work to put all these new machines in there, and you can't even use them in tournament mode, only in exhibition mode. So this will allow you to choose any teams you want and put them into a tournament mode and go crazy. And what you want to do here is you to restart, you'd hit the first team here, reset. Yeah, you'll figure out. Reset goes back to the first 1 to 15 and 15 to 29 and so on and so forth. And if you want to go back to the very first teams, then you reset. And after that, you can pick any one of these blocks of 15 and have a heck of a lot of fun. Okay, so I guess that's enough of this, and we're going to go ahead and finish up here. And there's some more information here. And really, the AI, that's something that only if you want to make new teams or add robots into the AI. As for your robots, they'd be here in team design. You might have some guys from the original robot arena or from another module or what have you. You can drop them right in here. And if you try to bring them into the bot lab and they don't work, that means that your component pack isn't compatible with mine. So you may want to take your robot in your game and strip it down a bit and check the component pack and make sure that they're compatible. Once you have that done, then you can drop your robot in here. It should work anyway. Almost all the robot arena mods will work here. Stars and beans and what have you. At any rate, you can drop your robot in here, and then take it into the bot lab and work on it from there, and fight them and have fun. Okay, well, I've had about enough. I've used about enough of your time here, and I don't want to have this run and ramble too much. And here's a Robot Arena link. That'll take you back to, I do believe, Game Tech Mods, or right around there. I forget. Other than that, I think I'm done here. You can have, there's a bunch of README files here that'll show you what these guys were up to and how things were progressing. And this is basically what I've done here. Your download won't look like this. It'll be cleaned up, so it'll be just simply this mod right here. And if you go to my website, www.robotarena2014.com, and your machine blocks the download, won't let you download it, please send me an email, and I'll send you a personal copy, my personal copy, which works just fine. And okay, I think I'm done here, and we'll see you guys later. You have a good one and good weekend out there, and take it easy, guys.